If you haven't seen your favorite team yet, you need to do it soon. There are just 4 weeks left in the high school football regular season. And if the playoffs were to begin this week, nearly 30 area teams would be in. But like I said, there's still a lot of football to be played. Dana Balish is here to sort things out. Hey, Dana, so where do things stand right now for these teams?
Well, the high school football computer rankings are the ones that determine the playoff teams. As you mentioned, Lindsay, there are still 4 weeks left in the regular season. But if the playoffs were to begin today, we'd have 28 teams in. Now, each region, each division is broken into 4 regions. So 16 teams from each region will go to the playoffs. That's in divisions 1 through 7. So there are rooms for teams to move on. There's room for teams to get out of the playoffs. There's all the weeks for everything to happen, and it's based on your strength of schedule and if you win. So if you knock off a team, you're going to get a win. 27 teams, again, as I mentioned, are in the playoff position. Ursuline is number 1 in their respective region. We have 8 teams in Division 4 that are in the top 16, and a total of 13 teams combined in Division 6 and 7. Now, a reminder that the playoffs will all be on Friday this week unless there is a stadium that shares with another team that's in the playoffs, or if that stadium doesn't have lights.
Okay, so if let's say you're not on the top 16 list right now, any chance you can nudge your way up there, kick somebody out of their spot?
Yeah, and the most important thing is you have to win.
Yeah.
And if you win games, then you get points, and if it's against a bigger opponent, you get more points. And then if you win and the teams that you have beaten win, you get what they call secondary points. It's the fairest way in the country, I think, of how playoff teams are determined in high school football, and it's the Harbin system, and I think it's a great way.
Do you think teams that are not on this top 16 now, anyone specifically you think might be able to get up there? Well,
again, like Warren Harding is in that 15th position, 14th, 15th position. They need to win. Austintown Fitch is in the 6th or 8th position. They play Massillon, who's undefeated. So, you know, if you're in that 7-8, top 8 right now, you know, you're in pretty good shape. And the bonus for that is if you're in the top 8, you get to host a playoff game, you know, or 2 playoff games, depending on if you win that first one or not.
Who do you think are the top tier playoff teams? Would you say you don't see them going anywhere?
Well, Ursuline, I think, is the team to beat. Yeah. I think Ursuline is the best team in the area. They're number 1 in their region. They play Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary this week on the road. They're undefeated. They're playing good football right now. Dan Reardon and his quarterback, Jack Erickson, have that team headed in the right direction. I think South Range in Division 5, the state champions from a year ago, they lost a lot, but they're played Girard this week, and I think they're in a pretty good spot. But as you look at the lower tiers, the Division 6 and 7, that's where the majority of our teams are. So I think those 2 teams, I think Ursuline's here. I think everybody else is kind of here when it comes to teams advancing the furthest. So I think Ursuline probably, you know, has the best shot of going to playing a championship game. Right. Not saying they're going to win it, because there's some tough competition in D3.
Like we said, 4 weeks ahead, must-see games coming up, I'm sure, and I know you're going to have it all.
Oh, yeah.
On the 21 Sports
Absolutely.
Reports.
We'll have it all, and you can see all the computer rankings on our website or mobile app.
All right, great to have you here. Thanks for joining me, Dana.
Okay.
All right.